All right, well, now if two ratios are equal, then we call that a proportion. And in looking at two ratios, we have what are called the extremes and the means. And the extremes are defined as the numerator of the first ratio in relation to the denominator or the product of the numerator of the first ratio times the denominator of the second ratio, and the means is the product of the denominator of the first ratio to the numerator of the second ratio. And if the extremes equal the means, or otherwise, if AD equals BC, then the two ratios are equal to each other, and therefore they are proportions. And we can use the cross product property to solve proportions. So, looking at this, if this cross product, x and -6 in this first one, is equal to 4 times 11, the means, then we can use this to solve for x. So let's set this up. So we got x over 4 equals 11 over -6. Well, using the cross product property, then I would have -6x, -6 times x equals 4 times 11, which is 44. All right, well, let's see. Then we can divide both sides by -6. So I got x equals -44 over 6. Well, let's see. 44 is an even number and 6 is an even number. I can divide both of those by 2 to kind of simplify this. And so then x is then going to equal -22 over 3. And I think that's about as far as I can simplify that. So, using the cross product, we are solving for proportions. We're told these are proportions. So let's look at this second one. We got -4 over 7 equals 6 over 2y plus 5. And again, we're going to use our cross products. So here's our setup. We're going to have then -4 times, remember we're doing the extremes, 2y plus 5 equals the means 6 times 7, which is 42. Well, let's distribute this -4 to the 2y plus 5, so that's going to give me -8y minus 20 equals 42. And we're going to add 20 to both sides, so -8y is now equal to 62. Let's divide both sides by -8, and y then is going to equal -62 over 8. Let's see, can we simplify that? Well, -62 is an even number, and 8 is an even number. Let's see, well, we'll start by dividing by 2. So -62, let's say, divided by 2 is -31. And 8 divided by 2 is 4. And once again, I think that's about as far as I can go. All right, well, let's do one. We're going to have to do the distributive property twice. Again, we're going to do the extremes, make the extremes to test whether they are, or solve where they are equal to the means. So then we're going to have 7z plus 4 equals 9 times z minus 1. All right, so that's going to be 7z plus 14 equals 9z minus 9. And let's see, we're going to subtract 9z from both sides, and we're going to subtract 14 from both sides. And when we do, we're going to end up with -2z equals, let's see, negative 14 and negative 9. Oh no, not 14, 28. 7 times 4, my goodness. Okay, 28. What was I thinking? All right. Now I got to subtract 28 from both sides. So let's see, negative 28 minus 9. That's negative 37. And we're going to divide both sides by negative 2. So now z is equal to, well, I got two negatives I'm dividing by. That's going to make everything positive. So 37 over 2. And I think that's in its simplest form right there. All right. Oh, man, I almost made a big mistake. All right. Even teachers make mistakes. Isn't that wonderful? That should give everybody some comfort. Be patient. Using cross products to solve proportions. This comes from example 3 on page 463 in your textbook.